is up, everybody? It is Brandon, and of course, I am back with another story. I hope you all are having a good day, good night, whatever time it is for you. Now, this story I'm going to tell today is kind of it was super dark for a little bit. Okay, um, it got real dark, and I didn't know if I was ever gonna touch this substance again after this experience. But let's get into this, okay? Let me paint this picture. I'm Pablo Picasso, maybe Van Gogh it up. I'll try my best. All right. So this was a couple. This was actually fairly recent. This was a couple years ago. Back when I was still friends with this guy. We'll just say D. We called him D. So D had moved away to Maryland, and he was gonna be in town for a couple. I think he was gonna be in town for like a week. All right. So before he left to Maryland, him and I used to be like drinking buddies, uh, also smoking buddies, of course. Uh, that was when I was going ham, just drinking, smoking every chance I was getting. It was a bad time for me. It was a bad time for my health. My health was not. I mean, not like I was physically out of shape, but like I was ingesting drugs that I should not have been doing. Alcohol being one of the alcohol was fucking me up. All right, so he came when he came back into town. I had already stopped. I had stopped drinking at the time. I was done with it. Alcohol was not the drug for me. Okay, I know it's legal. And everyone does. It's the legal drug of America. I get it. Trust me. I don't frown upon anyone who drinks. I'm not that guy. Just because I don't drink doesn't mean I frown upon people. It's just not for me. I can't do it. Um. Anyways, so I had already kicked my habit of drinking, but D didn't. I'm pretty sure he still goes heavy till this day. But regardless of that, at the time, he flew in. Um, this was later in the day. Like I was with my boy Jay, and I lived with Jay. Him and I had a house. We were renting it out. It was a cool little spot we had, and it was good for the time being. So D was gonna pull through, and he was gonna sleep over, and we were gonna plan on taking some mushrooms the next day, right? But when he came through, he was already fucking drunk as shit and high, right? So I understand when you're in that mode, he was just like go go go, you know what I mean? Like he's already on that fucking when you're on a binge or whatever you want to call it, when you're lit as fuck drunk, you're not making the best decisions, right? And I tried to talk him out of it. I really did, because I had a feeling something bad, or not bad, just not pleasant was going to occur, because for me, in my experience, alcohol and mushrooms, they really don't mix, all right? They don't agree with each other. I have never been with someone who has drank and done mushrooms and not had a bad time. Okay, I'm just gonna start with that. If you are out there and you are thinking of mixing these two, don't. I'm gonna warn you all right now. Don't fucking do it. You're gonna get your ass kicked by something that is probably far more intelligent than you. Those mushrooms are not stupid, okay? And they really don't like alcohol, especially when you abuse it. So he was already drunk. He comes over, and I had everything already set up, but it was set up for the next day. That's what the plan was. Because when he came over, I was like, "Bro, you are fucked up. You're fucked up, and you're still drinking. Like you still have another 12 pack on you of some, like, I don't know if it was like Trulies or some fucking twisted. No, it's Twisted Teas. Twisted Tea Mafia out here, motherfucker." So he was getting lit off the Twisted Teas. TT Mafia out this motherfucker, okay? I already said that, you know? Um, so I recommended that, why don't, we chill, we could smoke tonight. you're drinking. That's cool. Let's wait till tomorrow to do these shrooms so that you can be at least off the alcohol. Stay off the alcohol tomorrow. We'll take some shrooms. You can smoke some weed. That's cool. That those mix. That's all right. Um, but that's it. I wouldn't recommend. Again, I said this. I'm like, let's not take the shrooms because you're already blasted, bro. You're already drunk. This is not a good idea. I said that I don't know how many times to him, but he was set on this, okay? And you can't really deny someone who is drunk. They get real stupid and belligerent. So I was like, you know what? All right, fine, man. I honestly myself, I don't really like doing shrooms in the middle. Like it was already like 10 or 11. I don't really want to be up till like 6 in the morning. Just off my fucking rocker, and now I have to sleep during the day. Like that sucks. Anyways, that's what he wants to do though. He wants to take some shrooms, and I don't know why, but that's just it was probably to have this experience and get his ass beat because that's exactly what happened. We take the shrooms, he takes them. Jay, myself, and D, we all take the mushrooms, and within 45 minutes, like an hour. Oh, also, I forgot to add this too. He wanted to take some acid. I'm like, again, that's probably not a good idea, but fuck it, that's what you want to do. I have some acid, you could take that, man. Hey, go balls to the wall. You're gonna have an experience for sure. And that's exactly what happened. Okay, so after time becomes all fucked up, after the hour, it's just time becomes non-existent. Okay, so and things start to get really dark. Okay, like everyone starts to trip, and we're playing music, and I can't remember what. I don't know if it was like some Lil Uzi Vert or some Lil Baby or Moneybagg. It was one of these, modern day rappers, and the mood was so fucking dark. Like you could feel the energy, and the song was setting such a bad vibe. Like whatever song like we were trying to play, it was just not a good vibe. It and it literally felt like I felt it down in my core. Like it was such a disgusting feeling, and like it felt so gross. Like I wanted to throw up. Like it was just so bad, and it made me feel like I was swimming in just an ocean of negativity, just all around. Like I couldn't get around it, and like I look around and I look at D, and he's like, we're on the patio. He's sitting in the chair, and he's got his um D is bald, so it's hilarious. But he's got his head, like his hands over his face, and he's just like he's starting to rock back and forth, and he's like, "Bro, shut that shit off." He was like, "Turn it off." And I'm like, "All right, bro, all right." So I turn on. I like Stick Figure. Okay, I like Stick Figure, Tribal Seeds. If I'm gonna be tripping, I'm probably listening to like some reggae, or something not so dark, not so fucking shoot 'em up. I'm gonna kill 'em. Fuck the ops, all this bullshit. I'm not trying to really hear all of that. Negativity while I'm off some psychedelics. It just doesn't mix well for me. But anyways, the vibe was so bad, and this man was having such a bad time. I'm trying to turn on like positive music, like some Bob Marley, like some good reggae. Anything I put on, he's just like he is not. D is not feeling it, and this man is he's sweating. He's sweating so bad. Like he's bald, so you can see the sweat like it's all on top of his head. Everyone, like I look over at Jay, and he is sweating too profusely. He usually doesn't sweat like this. I trip with the Jay a lot, and I've never seen him get like this too. So it started to worry me because I was feeling not good, but I wasn't gonna say anything. Like I didn't want to ruin anyone's time. I was just gonna keep it to myself and like just take it, take it on the chin. Anyways, but I'm looking over at him, and I'm looking over at D, and I'm like, this is this is getting real dark. Like, this is not good. This is not a good experience. I don't know why. I've never had an experience like this with the mushrooms. I think it was only like on a couple of grams. I think we only took like, three and like an eighth or something like that. I think D took like 2 grams and probably and a hit of acid or something like that. And Jay did like the same amount as I did, because him and I, we like to match each other. Whatever I did, it was usually the amount he was going to take. Um, so this is such a bad time, and I look over at Jay, and Jay and I, we can usually read each other's, like, I don't want to say read each other's mind, but like we could just play off of each other, and we know, like, we just know what's up. Like, I'll look at him and be like, I'll give him that eye, and he's like, he'll nod or like give me a yes or a no, and like make a face, and I'll be like, yeah, dude, I'm like, I could, like, it was literally, we weren't telepathic. Trust me, we were not telepathically communicating, but I could just tell from what he was looking at me and like the faces he was giving me that it was just, he was not having a good time either. And he Jay walked inside, so I was outside with D, and he's like, Brandon, I don't like this feeling. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, what's happening? I was like, I don't know, man, but I'm pretty sure it's because of the alcohol. And he was just like, yeah, bro, I hate this. Like, this is terrible. He was like, I never want to do this shit again. I'm like, I can understand why. Those two do not mix again. Not a good time. So he finally just says, like, hey man, I'm gonna, D's like, I'm gonna just go to sleep, bro. See if I can just sleep this off or something. So I'm like, all right, bro. You can, there's a room in there. You can take that room, and we'll just call it a night, bro. Like, I'll see you in the morning. We'll figure out something tomorrow. So he goes to bed. Jay comes back out, and immediately when D went to sleep, or I knew he wasn't gonna go to sleep. But it literally impossible off this shit, especially acid. So the minute he left our space, the whole vibe completely changed. Like, um, Jay came back out and he was like, "Bro, what the fuck was that?" He was like, if that feeling kept on, he was like, I would never take the shrooms again. But we immediately like found out that the reason why all of us were feeling like shit was because of D. Like, D was just put, like, we could feel his despair and his, like, we could feel what he was going through, and it did not feel good at all. But when he left, immediately the whole vibe changed. Everyone, like, the energy in the room just changed. It was completely different. Um, the rest of the night was fine. Like, Jay and I were talking. Jay and I had a fun. Like, we were good. We just rolled up some joints, smoked some bongs, hit some dabs. We were laughing. We're fucking playing YouTube videos. Everything was fine after D left, and I felt bad, but I mean, at the same time, like, he asked for it. Like, I tried to warn him, but he didn't listen, and that's what happens, man. I'm not saying I know everything, but I know what doesn't mix well together, and alcohol is not. You don't want to mix that with psychedelics. If you're out there, please be careful with that. So, anyways, yeah, that's how the night went. Everything was cool after he went to bed, and the next day, I talked to him, and he was like, "Yeah, bro, I didn't sleep. I just been sitting here like staring at the ceiling, just like feeling crazy." So I can only imagine what he went through, because I was feeling whatever the fuck he was going through, and so was Jay. Like, after D, left and went to the bed, literally we both stopped, like, sweating profusely. That gut wrenching feeling went away. Everything was fine once he left. Once he left the room. So yeah, that's the story of how this motherfucker D was literally dragging us down to the depths of hell. Like, it literally felt like we were in hell, and there was, like, we were stuck in a fucking loop of hell, because that probably hour and a half that we were tripping with him it felt like years. It was not good at all. I never want to go through that again, and I would never wish that upon even my worst. I have no enemies, but I would never wish that upon anyone, no matter how, no matter what they do. That was bad. So, anyways, thank you all for listening to this story. Please be safe if you are out there taking psychedelics. As always, don't do drugs, kids. Be careful. And thank you so much for listening. I will see you guys in the next video.